Welcome to all signs. This is a collective reading um, for all and any who are entering this space. I have spoken about Jupiter's direct station in Cancer uh, a full week after the lunar eclipse. However, this is following Jupiter's having been retrograde beginning on November of last year. So this is a protracted several months of going back over some areas of emotional safety, security, ways in which we honor our core desire for protection and the safety of our hearts. So this has provided a lot of insight that now with Jupiter's forward motion in Cancer has provided a ton of motivation and momentum to move forward. So I have pulled a talismanic oracle to start with, and I pulled the grounding card. And this is really putting me in a mind of the nature of practical security for not only integrating the opportunities that are available moving forward in a time of new beginnings, as Saturn itself is conjunct Neptune in 0 degrees of Aries. This is Saturn, the need and desire to structure our dreams in an entirely new astrological year, as Aries marks the beginning, springtime of the year, but also a new phase of social life, a new era, if you will. This is where we can concretely, practically give structure to our deepest and highest aspirations. I'm going to put this aside. And I pulled as an overall energy the Tower card. This is a card that I feel has been moving around underneath energies for a while, and it only occasionally surfaces, but I feel it is speaking to the obvious social and political disruptions and upheavals that we're experiencing in the world. And that core of safety, of emotional intelligence and expansion that is giving us the grounding needed to recognize that many, if not most, of these disruptions, challenges, deconstructions are blessings of some sort or another. They're actually opening up the gate for alternatives to be created to systems that are dysfunctional, that are revealing themselves as authoritarian and not based in the safety, well-being, or abundance of the masses of people. So that is broadly political, but I want to anchor this growth that we are experiencing within in the context of a world that needs what we have to offer. This is not about separating oneself from the necessities of life. This is about being more serviceable, more available to assist those in need, including ourselves, as we are in most cases assisting the growth of our communities. And in the 10th house, this is where we define ourselves vis-a-vis the world we live in. The Ace of Jades is really about recognizing the opportunity for new structure. This is recognizing that discipline, that rules and order is not being thrown out the baby with the bathwater. This is really understanding that this is about the development of new rules that anchor not just our material safety and security, but our relationship to the earth. And this is about reestablishing something that has been long broken, not by everyone, but certainly in our modern era, the connection between the resources of the earth and our ability to responsibly manage and mine those has been severely broken. And I believe this is a big part of the deconstruction of institutions and society's norms that we are experiencing. In the first house, this is what we bring. The King of Cups, the Lord of Cups, is about our vulnerability. And by vulnerability, I just don't mean our naivety or our blindly wandering into environments or circumstances we're not equipped for. I mean the opposite. I mean knowing what is existing in the reality and still knowing that our greatest gift, our gifts, our love is what is needed and what we have to offer, showing up proudly, aware that you can assist, you can aid without getting hurt, without being wounded back. In fact, your ability to show up is because you've survived many difficult challenges, betrayals, absences, disruptions in your own life, and you have ultimately learned from those. You've learned how to love and heal. And that is the piece that makes you not naive, not foolish, but wise. And why, when given the opportunity to love, to share, you always can and will show up, eyes wide open. In the fourth house, this is the house of your foundation, your emotional foundation, your family history, your soul. The Seven of Cups is showing us the myriad opportunities that and possibilities available. This is, for some of you, the ongoing options that are a part of any endeavor we take up, the likely goals, benefits, rewards, recognition that may be available, but a lot of it is overwhelming. And this feels as though it is emphasizing a densely saturated social environment in which things are what so many of us appear to be motivated by the constant consuming of things. And in reality, I believe that there are many, if not most of you, who are feeling the urge for a goal that is not a distraction from your purpose, from your greatest expression of your gift, and that there's an awareness that many of the superficial rewards that are offered are, in fact, mere distractions. And that you can be aware of these rewards. You may even receive many of these rewards, but they don't distract you from your goal. In the seventh house, this is the house of our significant relationships. And these relationships can be individuals, groups of individuals, passions, opportunities, audiences, community. This is about what we don't know on the surface, but what we have been able to earn, gain as a result of diving into those uncomfortable places within our own experiences. So there is something here about some long preparation for come what may. That's the energy I'm receiving from this. So for some of us, it is an unexpected relationship that changes our romantic trajectory from what we have always known to something that is more loving, more giving, more generous than we have experienced for some of us in our past or in our lifetimes. It can also be opportunities that you would never have approached in the past because you didn't feel strong enough to understand them. Ultimately, this is about the unknown and the preparation you have been making, you continue to make, that Jupiter is really helping to flesh out and expand upon so that you're ready for whatever opportunities come your way. This feels as though it's directly connected to the energy of the Tower card. So that in fact, you're ready to move. You're ready to move forward. You've got a plan. You know that you're moving towards a beginning that was previously inconceivable. If this reading is resonating for you, dear ones, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I feel such a presence of love and support from so many of you who I do not know, but that clearly appreciate what I do, knowing that you are always welcomed here and that I am responsive to your energy. So please drop me a comment if you feel inspired to do so. We're going to start at the first house rather than in the 10th house, as I always start with the midheaven, the highest star in the sky, our North Star, so to speak. And since the Ace of Wands is revealed, I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to clarify the Lord of Cups with the World card, the Seven of Cups with this wants to come, the Knight of Pentacles. The Moon card is clarified by the Eight of Swords and the 10th house. Oh boy, there's a bunch there. Okay, I'll keep them all. So I feel like you are in a place of releasing and learning. And it really does go back to this idea of deep forgiving, which is, and for that deep forgiving, a sense of gratitude that allows you to surrender to the pain, the suffering, the sense of betrayal, the resentment, the hurt of having loved and lost repeatedly over and over again. You have emerged from that with a conviction that your vulnerability is a gift. Your ability to love may be unparalleled by that of others around you. Perhaps in your family of origin, you were the softie, or you were the cheerleader, or you were the one who comforted and cared for others who were in distress. But you have come to understand the value of those gifts, to recognize them as gifts, and to understand that despite the pain you may have suffered, that you would do it again. That you can't help but do it again because the benefits, the glory, the power and energy of love is that powerful for you. And the ability to recognize this gift of love has been the preparation for a new experience in the world. And it feels as though you're putting yourself out in a more public way than you have in the past. That you're really exposing yourself in a way that is not naive, that is indeed protected, that is secure. It's not that you're impermeable, but you're damn near close to it. That you are prepared for, again, anything, knowing you can come in as your whole authentic self and share something, be recognized, be valued for that. In the 4th house, the Seven of Cups, clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. This is also a beautiful moment that really, in my mind, corresponds to Jupiter's stationary direct of this day. Before it moves either direction, retrograde or direct, it stations. And this is what the Knight of Pentacles is showing me. You're taking the time as you survey the possibilities, as you acquaint yourself with unknown or a plethora of opportunities and options coming towards you. This is Jupiter releasing its energy and beginning to move very fast. Nevertheless, you are not pushed or pulled. You're standing still in what you know and in cultivating your vision, understanding that you have a real chance here to make something solid out of a dream, and that you owe yourself the self-respect, the self-honor, the self-compassion to lean into that vision. Give yourself all the space you need to acquaint yourself with that sense of a North Star, of a better world, of a better circumstance or opportunity. You're not in a hurry. Even if things around you start moving pretty rapidly, you are taking your time. You're going at your pace. You're pacing yourself. This is a sense of deep embodiment where you are the light. You're not chasing the light, but you embody it. In the seventh house of significant others, the moon is clarified by the Eight of Swords. And boy, is there a lot of misinformation that is surrounding a possibility for partnership, for growth, for interaction or participation in something that is suggest a very deep connection for you. And this deep connection, let me be clear, is really about a partnership of some sort. A partnership that has still unknown benefits and possibilities, but that you have prepared yourself for. And in that way, there is a lot of action around this. There are a lot of broken down resources, institutions, opportunities, formerly stable options that are now being clothed in a lot of noise, a lot of misinformation, a lot of sensationalism, a lot of pulling at your attention to distract you from other information that may be distressing. For most of you that have been doing this work of really this deep embodiment, this emotional navigation through the lessons you've learned, this intelligence that is expanding, you are prepared to shut your eyes to and or filter a lot of this information with a clear view to clarity rather than overwhelm. You are picking the information you desire, very aware that the field is full of misdirection, misinformation, and specific direct distraction from what is going to be most helpful. And in fact, when you lean into what you already know, the wisdom you already hold, that you have been holding, that you have been cultivating, you are clear. That provides you with your rest, your respite, your ability to relax. It is important that you lean into rest and relaxation and just being in your still safety so that you are cultivating and growing, leaning into what you already know, and your ongoing efforts to continue to face those hard things within your experience that trigger actions, behaviors, and words that are beyond your control. In the 10th house, the way we see the world, where we fit into the world, the Ace of Wands is started off the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So, yes, this new beginning is inspired. This new beginning is informing your body, your knowledge, who you are, that what you desire, what you are inspired by, what you dream of is possible to manifest. You are changing the definition of who you are. You are no longer defined by others. You are defining yourself, and you're not allowing your past to define you, which is incredibly powerful. But by changing, by implementing, by beginning a concrete resource creation activity, building a newness there, you are changing your material experience. You're changing the terms and the way in which we expect to be materially rewarded, comforted, or find abundance. And finally, the Page of Pentacles speaks about this ability to do whatever needs to be done, to learn whatever needs to be learned. You may even recognize that material manifestation feels outside of the realm of your dreams, your spiritual aspirations, your emotional comfort. But you now look at it realistically. It is just a vehicle for other values, and that there is no reason why you should not be comfortable, secure, and safe in a world where you have so much to give, where you put yourself out to others, where you are always looking at new ways of loving and sharing the resources that you have. That deserves to be, that you are worthy of reward, of safety, of abundance. I'm going to finish this reading with, again, an energy archaeology oracle. And these cards are a little bit difficult for me to manage, so I have just pulled attunement, and that relates bone-wise to our fingers. So, as many of you may know by now, this card looks at energy, this oracle looks at energy pathways through our bones as symbols of these energy pathways that are available to us. And I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook. The key words when in that balance are beauty and synchronicity. And this relates to the elements of water and air. The wisdom reads, look at the beauty in the swirl of a nautilus shell, the whirl in the center of a sunflower, the unfurling of a fiddlehead fern. Notice the intricate pattern in the unfolding of these forms. The same pattern and mathematical sequence is found in your fingers and toes. You can be quick to recognize beauty outside yourself, but may be slower to see it in your own form. You are the same. Your body, your foundation, your connection to energy are intelligently and beautifully designed. You are part of nature, designed as nature, in communion with nature, attuned to existing in this physical world the same way that all of nature does, fully embodied in your form and delightfully on purpose. Become receptive and aware of the absolute perfection of your design. It is your nature to embody what you reach for, just as the fiddlehead cannot help but reach for the light. Oh, thank you indeed, Collective, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.